Welcome to Arnie's Class Podcast. I'm Arnie Aniel. I'm an HR development consultant, an international public speaker, a workshop facilitator, a coach, and an educator. Life is a great opportunity, and we all learn life lessons every day. This podcast is all about those lessons. Lessons like gratitude, confidence, happiness, mindset, and a lot more. Learning without action is information. Learning with action is transformation. Join me, learn, and transform yourself into a better you. Life mates, welcome to another episode of Arnie's Class. Life is a journey, and each one of us, we are in this journey. Where are you in your journey now? If you compare yourself to your old self. Normally, we compare ourselves to other people, but I don't think it's a healthy way of comparing ourselves to others. Although we do it, I do it. We are all guilty of that. But if you're going to think about your past and where you started in this journey and where you are at the moment, what have you learned? Who are you because of those experiences, especially in the early days of your journey in this thing called life? Because I believe we are in a constant change. We learn and we transform ourselves. And of course, we do our best to transform ourselves into the better version of ourselves. And let me share this very special message that I got from the internet. I actually first heard it from an international singer, Lea Salonga from the Philippines. And then I tried to find it out and really read it. And I want to share it with you before you listen to my special guest, who's also going to talk about her own journey. And I hope you will like this too. New York is 3 hours ahead of California, but that doesn't make California slow. Someone graduated at the age of 22, but waited 5 years before securing a good job. Someone became a CEO at 25 and died at 50, while another became a CEO at 50 and lived to 90 years. Someone is still single while someone else got married. Obama retired at 55 while Trump started at 70. Everyone in this world works based on their time zone. People around you might seem to be ahead of you and some might seem behind you. But everyone is running their own race in their own time. Do not envy them or do not mock them. They are in their time zone and you are in yours. Life is about waiting for the right time to act. So relax. You're not late. You're not early. You are very much on time. Life mates, listen and learn. Life mates, welcome to another episode of Arnie's Class. And my special guest for this episode is originally from Lithuania. She is the founder of Points of View Poland and a Gestalt Therapist. She is an entrepreneur, an inspirational speaker, an international coach, and a master facilitator of Points of View method. Aside from that, she conducts workshops not only in European countries, but also in US and Asia. She has worked with companies like Amazon, IKEA, UniCredit, and Ernst and Young. I can't wait to talk to my special guest. Please welcome Julija Slaby. Hi, Julia.
Hello, Arnie. Thank you so much for this beautiful introduction and for inviting me for this unexpected but very precise conversation. I guess it will be very precise. And hello, everybody, to everyone who is listening to us.
Yes, thank you so much, Julia. Of course, it's my pleasure. And I'm very happy that you said yes to this.
It's like, but why not?
Yes, why not? Sometimes, when people ask me why, I always say, why not?
Exactly, exactly.
Julia, let me ask you a question. What do you think of women nowadays in terms of, like in general? What do you think of women in general?
women in general.
Yes.
There are so many thoughts about women in general, but let me see where my intuition is leading me. And I'm thinking that women are starting to awaken, to be awakened to their feminine energy, to their feminine power, to the deeper understanding how powerful and beautiful we are. This is what I think about the women. And what, for example, because as you know, I live in Poland for many years, and women here are really very strong and emancipated in a way, and they work in a lot of women are working in the corporate world, like all over the world. And and I think we put, as a women, we put too much on our shoulders because we are the mothers, we are wives, we are workers, we're trying to do our best. And now I think this is the time for women to release all the heaviness, really to start to contemplate our gentleness, our connection to the nature, our connection to the very like very delicate energies, like connection to the I will use it to the universe.
Oh, I
Yeah,
like that. I
you
like
like
that.
you
Yes.
like it, and to see a woman as well as the life creator. And I really believe that all this transformation which women are going through now, and I can say all over the world, like really to be aware of our power, that awakening women can really change the world to make the world more compassionate, more loving, more gentle, more, I don't know, to make the planet Earth is a good place for living.
Nice.
This is what I think about the women,
Yes.
especially in our.
Julia, you mentioned about women now are awakened and transformed. I like those words. Let's start with awaken. Well, when you say awaken, women are awakened, what do you mean by that?
So many things. First, it's awakening, it's a connection to our body, to our sexuality, to our feminine energy, that actually women they can really play with their own energy, but they can be very powerful with that. I think that awakening and to be aware that the role we are playing in the world, to be aware of the impact we have on our children, on our men, husbands, on our environment. Awaken women is, I think, this is the one who is really connected, as I've mentioned before, to the nature, to the nature, to its power, and feels herself as a part of the nature, and the kind of you know it's to be really gentle and to understand, like, that everything what is happening is not happening with me but for me. And if I'm experiencing something which I don't really like, so what can I do? I can learn from, I can change something, I can make a first step, I can really start. It's an invitation to see the life in a different way. So maybe in a very short way, this is what I can say. What does it mean to be awakened, to see more with your heart, to see, to feel more with your heart, not only what you've learned from society, from your I don't know, surroundings, from the school, from the university, but to really to follow the intuition, which is
Mhm.
really powerful.
Yes, I totally agree with that. But Julia, as we speak, we know that there are women who are already transformed and awakened. But we should also accept the fact that there are also some women out there who still like needs to be awakened and to be transformed. Well, what can you advise to these women who are still like in their shells and they're still not out there and really expressing who they are and the feminine power that you were like talking about? So what can you tell to these women?
It's not really. I'm not good in advising people. I don't do that because I think that each of us we have our own path in life, and what is good for me, it's probably not will be good for other people. It's even when I'm thinking about how can I advise people to the women in I don't know, in Asia,
Yes.
or how can I advise to women in Africa, because I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not seeing with their eyes. But if you're speaking about the being in the shell and hiding, I would start from the first question, which I really love. It's not easy one. And this question, what do I want? What do I want? How do I want to feel? How do I want to contribute? And it's just to see around and to wonder, is what is happening in my life, is this what I want? And for me, probably when I'm speaking about my path, the first, it was this eager, like a burning inside of me that I really want from my life something more than just to, I don't know, to work from 9 um,
Five in
to
the afternoon.
yes, to 5, or I don't know, just to be a mother. I love being a mother. Actually, my daughter is almost 19 years old, and every time I'm saying to her, "Listen, you just take from the life everything what it gives to you. Ask yourself a question: What do I want?" and follow it. Start to dream. Start to be curious. Start to cross your own. Limitations, your own boundaries. If you think that if you dream about something and you think that it's impossible, just reach for biographies, because the people who making the change in the world, they have beautiful biographies, and you can find so many inspiration there. People from the poor families, people from the, I don't know, with lack of possibilities, but if they have this burn, this fire inside of them, I think this is a very good guide. But you have to listen. You have to listen to your heart. You have to listen to your intuition with this question: what do I want? And if you ask this question, what do I want, and nothing is appearing, try again, try again, try again. So this is, for me, this is the starting point.
So
First
it's
to
knowing yourself and what you want.
knowing yourself what you want, totally. And knowing yourself of what you want, it's as well starting with observing, is what I have, it's really what I want.
Nice.
It's to be in touch with your emotions, because if you feel the anger, and anger is inviting you to something to see deep inside. Okay, so what is this anger about? What is this anger inviting me to? If you feel sadness, what is this sadness about? What is this sadness inviting me to? It's just really to listen all the reactions as well in your body. And I used to think that is like a connection with the spirituality, it's something above. But now on my own journey, I think that connection with spirituality, it's something it's really within. It's really like to feel, to be alive in this body, in this time, in these circumstances, and to observe.
Yes, that's beautiful. Julia, if I ask, because you said it should start with yourself, within you, and ask yourself, what do you want? How do you want it to happen? How about you? How did you start with your journey of really knowing yourself and really becoming aware of what you want? How did it
Oh,
start?
I'm still in that journey because it's actually when you're starting, it will never, you're always on this journey
Never
because
ends.
it never ends. Because what do I want? It's changing as well with the circumstances, with your awareness, with your experience. Because every time, every morning, you are waking up, with opportunity to start again. And how it started for me, it started from my crisis. It started from my crisis in 2007. Mm, I experienced very deep disappointment in my life. I went through the marriage crisis, and I lost my mother.
Oh, I'm sorry to
And
hear that. Yeah.
thank you for that. And she's in a better place already for 15 years. So many sad things, like difficulties, happened to me in the same time. So I just moved to the foreign country. For me, I didn't know the language really well because I moved from Lithuania to Poland, and I didn't have anyone here, just my husband and my daughter. So I just like started from the scratch. Then we had a crisis in marriage, which is really a normal thing to experience. Now I understand that, but that time for me it was a heartbreaking, and the loss of my mother. So, and actually all those things, they came to me exactly in the same time, and it was really hard for me to deal with that. It was a I was heartbroken. I was really sad. I couldn't live my life. Sometimes I couldn't even get up in the morning to bring my daughter into the children garden.
Oh,
So was a breaking point, and I remember that I couldn't exist like this anymore. And I found someone, the therapist, and I started to work with my therapist. And it was really, such a, I remember how I was defending my family life with my parents and all my choices I made, because I couldn't admit that in a way I was broke deep inside, because of the, I don't know, the circumstances I was growing, because of the relationship with my parents. I had like and I wouldn't say broken, but I had different point of view on the life. I was full
mhm.
of fear. I was full of doubt. I didn't believe in myself at all. And that time, 15 years ago, I was doing everything to, I don't, not everything, but most of the thing, with the fear of judgment, with the, I don't know, even doubting in my own choices.
Oh, wow. That bad.
That bad. It was that
Oh,
bad. It
oh,
was that
wow.
bad. And I didn't know that, because when you're in these patterns, you don't know that you are in a pattern.
Correct.
You just live
Yes,
your life.
that's right.
You just live your life, and everything seems normal to you. You make choices and it's normal. You're afraid of something and it's normal for you. Maybe sometimes you go into the victim state of
Yes.
mind, like to play the blame game, but this is something you used to do.
And you get
This,
used to that.
and you get used to that, and this is the part of your life, and this is who you are, and you don't think that this is a pattern. It's only, you realize it only when you are starting to work with someone and you're changing your perspective, and you can see how you are thinking, how you are making choices, what do you think and believe about yourself, about the world, about the people, because this is what actually impacting your life.
But Julia,
So
can I ask you a question before you continue?
yes.
But what made you realize and decide that I need help, that you needed help during that time?
Suffering. It's suffering. I understood I need to talk to someone who will help me to understand why I'm suffering. Simple. Why
No
am
one, no one from the family told you that, Julia, you need
no,
some help.
no. For me now, I understand in a way it doesn't work, because you need to realize it for yourself. No one can tell you that you have to do something. Of course, there are many different stories about that, and sometimes we have someone who is saying to us, listen, go and get some help.
Yes.
But nobody told me go and get some help. I just knew that something is really very wrong, and I just need to understand what is, when you are broken, when you're going through the grief, when you're going through disappointment, when you're going through anger, and all those emotions, they coming to you in the same time, it's just, you need a help.
And you go deeper and deeper and deeper
And
until
you
you
go
reach
and
the
deeper,
bottom.
deeper, and I think I reached the bottom. And even though I left my home, my family home, when I was 19 years old. So, and I never came back. And when I was 20, I went to USA, and I was working on cruise ships as a service staff. I was working as a wine stewardess, or sommelier, or wine stewardess, which we call sommelier, or I was working as well as a bar waitress, just to make money for living and for my studies. That time I was studying. So, and I used to deal with the difficulties on my own, and I actually perceive myself as a strong person, strong enough to go through different circumstances. But I was strong enough to the things to do. Like, I knew how to do things. I knew how to find a job. I knew how to make money. I knew how to arrange my life,
I see.
but I didn't know how to deal with emotional part of me.
So
I
all the
didn't
areas of life except the emotional part.
exactly, because nobody taught me that. It's I think it's a learning which, when we are taking the path of self-development, when we are taking the path of of awakening, we are learning about ourselves, about our emotions, and about our relationship with the God, universe, with something higher than we are. Because without it, for myself now, I cannot imagine that I could live without thinking that there is
Something or someone above us.
someone, and something which is really loving, supporting, and welcoming you here in this world. And you're here just to stretch yourself, to build your spirit, to make yourself stronger as a spirit, and with your story after that, maybe to contribute, not maybe, but to contribute into the world.
Yes,
And
that's nice.
this is what I think as well brought me to this path of helping people,
I
because
see.
I've been into this place. I've been into the dark places, and I know the taste and the smell of them. And I made peace with my story.
That's very, very nice. That's very nice. But Julia, how long did it take for you to
I
be from that situation and then up and then
think that
better, a
I
lot better?
yes, I think for the first time I felt up and up in after 3 years, when I really could. It was the time when I started to do my coaching school, and I started to my journey was like, first it was therapy, and then I started to learn about self-development. And it was something, it was as well, when you're asking me this question, what made you, it was always the fire inside of me. I never made any decision because it was fashionable or everybody is doing that
That's right.
or
That's right.
it will bring you money. It wasn't about me. I was listening to this burning. There's something inside of
There's a
you.
fire within you that
That's it. It's a fire. And you just know that and then it's really like, the book of Pablo Coelho, The
oh
Alchemist.
yes, of
Of course,
course.
it
Of
was
course.
one of the first book which really like opened my eyes. I think I read it like 15 or 16 years ago. That time, probably I didn't understand it so much, but still, it made a great impact on me. And I remember when I took the path and I decided for myself that I really want to study how to pass my experience, how to help people to open their eyes to see the way they think. And I found coaching for myself. And that time it was 2010, and I couldn't afford it because coaching school was very expensive in
Oh,
Holland. I don't know how it's
I
in
think it's
but
expensive
it's
everywhere.
expensive, and it was very expensive. It's like, I don't know, till now when I'm thinking about that, and I couldn't afford it, really. I couldn't afford it. And just imagine that somebody called me and they said, listen, there is an opportunity. You can get a coaching school for free because actually the European Union funds, they're covering all the costs. You just need to pass the exam and to do this and to do that. And I'm like, I cannot believe. And it really
Oh,
happened. And I get my
wow.
first coaching school and ICF. It was recognized by ICF, and I get my first degree in ICF, like for free.
No,
And
you
it's
didn't pay at all.
no, I didn't pay anything because Poland is in European Union, as you know, and we had something like uh, schools which were covered by European Union funds. So, and I just, I jumped into the program and I get my first coaching school for free. Imagine that. And this is what
Oh,
is
wow.
happening when you really want something. And I remember I was considering, I have to pay this. I guess it was like $8,000 for the coaching school. And I was
Oh,
thinking,
wow.
I'm going to get that money. And it just came. And it came for me and for many, many more people for free. So it was my really experience when I understood that, yeah, when you really want something, life is giving it to you.
The universe will actually help you to get that. But I think, Julia, what's also important there is you were ready because
Probably.
sometimes opportunities come, but you're not ready.
Yes, this is what I'm thinking as well, that when you are ready, there is a saying, right? When you're ready, when the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Correct. Yes. Yes. I totally agree on that. So you took that chance or you took that opportunity and then everything is a history.
It wasn't so smooth. Of course, I took a chance, and then I started to really to get to know myself better in a different areas of my life. What does it mean to be? I don't know. You remember your first coaching school?
Actually, I didn't really take the coaching course. I took all the prerequisite to be a coach. And I realized that I wanted to be more of a consultant than a coach because for me, I don't think I can just listen. I don't know. That's my my thought about being a coach. I think for me, it's like I really have to say something too. And then i I took a different path. But for me, the coaching was like I coach public speaking, yes, but the coaching with the ICF somehow I took another direction.
You took another direction.
Yes.
Anyway, what I'm actually heading to. uh, because was on the beginning of my past. So I did I did the coaching school, like solid one with the good basis of the knowledge. And I remember when I started to work as a coach, it was always a question how good I am, you know.
Yes, you always have that kind of question. Am I really good?
It's always this kind of question. So, and this is as well the invitation for the self discovery. How good I am? Am I enough? And and for me, the way I see it, that actually most of the people who I'm working with, the most, the deepest issue, it's enoughness,
Oh,
that I'm good enough and that I'm valuable and that I'm good. And those three things, when you align them in yourself, you can do whatever you want in life. You can really live your full potential. When you have all these things aligned, I'm good enough, I'm valuable, and I'm a good person. And I'm connected. You know, everything
yes,
is supporting me here. And
yes.
when you have this attitude towards the life, life is unfolding. You're raising your vibes, you have more love, you have more compassion because it's starting within you. And if you really love and you're compassionate to yourself, and you really appreciate that you have these hands, these arms, these eyes, this, you know, this is the way, this is me. This is the way I see the world. This is the way I smell the world. This is the way I taste the world. And just really to be your own, I don't know, to be on your side with these feelings. And sometimes it takes a long journey to
Oh,
this place.
that's right. Yes. For some, it's even longer.
And you know, and it's always, sometimes you have these feelings. I have these feelings that I'm really enjoying to be in my own skin, and I feel blessed. And even the way we've met in Thailand in 2018, was the moment when I felt so blessed, so blessed by life, that to be on this path with points of view and to experience the life in this way and to meet all those people and to express myself as well to the fullest through the methods and the tools which we were teaching that time. And you know, and beside that, even that was the moment when I felt like really fulfilled. Sometimes it's coming again, that I feel emptiness and looking again and looking again and looking again. So it's never ending story. And I cannot say that we are, I don't know, because I haven't been there into the arriving point. I think arriving point, it's, I don't know. I don't even know what is it. What does it mean to
That-
arrive?
that's right. That's right. We are in a journey. That's why I remember, maybe it's cliche, but we say that it's not the destination, it's the journey. And you continue growing, evolving, and transforming yourself into a better version. You don't stop learning, you don't stop growing.
No, never. You always can bring more light into your life and to somebody else's life. There is always a way to be um, kinder, a kinder mother, kinder wife, kinder person. I don't know, any role you are playing, it's always playing or living or taking. It's always an opportunity to do something more.
Julia, you mentioned something really, really wonderful about you have to say that you are enough, that you are good enough, you are valuable, you're a good person. How do you help, because you're into coaching? So how do you help people who don't have that kind of positive image about themselves, that they can't even believe that they're good enough?
First, I think there are many ways of working with this part of ourselves, but first it's to realize where is this belief about yourself is coming from. We are coming to the world as the innocent creatures, and we know very well how to make our needs fulfilled. Have you ever seen the small child who is not fulfilling his needs?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
when it's hungry, it's screaming.
Yes,
When
that's right.
it need a change, it's like letting you know, I'm asking for what I need. Okay, so and when we are coming as the babies to this world, when you see the small babies, they are full of like, I'm here and I want everything what I want, and I don't hesitate to ask for that. Okay, and then it's something happening to us in our life, and we're experiencing um, not only from our parents, but from the world. We're experiencing that our needs can be not fulfilled, or there are conditions for us to be in this world. I have to be somehow or someone to deserve love, to deserve kind words, to deserve attention. And it doesn't need to be something really big and strong, like in strong experience in our life. Sometimes it's like, somebody is saying to us, not now, or just leave me alone for a moment. And it can be painful for us as a babies, that we're starting to believe that, oh, I'm not good enough. I have to be someone to deserve the love. And I'm always asking my people with whom I'm working, my patients or coaching clients, how did you deserve love in your family? By
That's a
being,
good
by
question.
doing, by doing what? By being who? And this is an invitation to look for the patterns. How are you reaching for love and acceptance? Because this is the first step to understand, how am I gaining the love and acceptance? And to go deeper into that, and to work on those false beliefs and patterns which we learned about ourselves, that we have to deserve acceptance and love, not from only from others, but from ourselves. We are
Sometimes it's even more difficult, Julia, if it's
it's
about ourselves.
but this is the most of the cases. And I mean, and most of the people I haven't on my path, I haven't met anyone who didn't have this path, who didn't have this issue on their path. I haven't met any person which would say straight away that I feel loved and accepted, like by me, by others. Of course, there are, but I haven't met them yet.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's very interesting. That's very interesting. And I believe a lot of people out there would always have, like, just like what you mentioned earlier, those doubts, those issues, not just about with other people, but I think issues about themselves.
Issues about themselves. And after, when we have these issues about ourselves, we are developing the fear inside of us. The fear of rejection, the fear of being not good enough, the fear of failure, and many fears. And 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 we sometimes we start to build our life from fear. So by proving something, or by making choices that are not our choices, or we're making them because we want to show someone, or even to ourselves that we can do it, or fear can paralyze us, so we're not making decisions. And actually what I discovered for myself in the journey, that, and I felt it really profoundly, that when I'm in fear, I'm controlling, I'm overdoing, I can be like I'm getting nervous, I can be judgmental, I can be very impatient for the, I don't know, I'm goal oriented, I will put it this way, okay?
Okay.
Or in a different way, I can be frozen, I can be disappointed, I can be needy. But when I'm changing it into love, transforming this fear into love, I'm getting a trust. I trust life. I trust myself. I trust the process. I trust that everything is okay. And I'm exactly in the place where I need to be. And if something is going wrong, it's not something that is going wrong. It's just, this is what I need to experience. This is what I need to, this is the space for me for learning.
That's right. Yes.
And
Not a
it's good.
failure, but a learning experience.
That's it. So, yeah. And I think this is all connected. It's starting from the way we see ourselves, and as well to find a way back to this innocence. You know,
Like a
when
child,
you're,
like a
yes,
baby.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here in this world and I'm here to experience my life. I don't owe anything to anyone.
I think that's difficult, especially for Asian people, saying that I don't owe anything or I don't owe anyone anything. I think for some culture, it will be a little bit difficult, Julia. But that's very nice if we can
It's,
say that.
you know, in a good way. It's not that I don't owe to my parents, or
Yeah,
I don't owe to, you know, in a good
yeah,
way. That it's it's my will. Because when just think about, oh, when I have this feeling that I owe something to you, or you owe something to me. You know, you put you put the pressure inside, but you can do the same things. I don't owe you. I just want to. It's my will
that's right.
to do these things, or it's just the changing of perspective. Why I do what I do, or I'm doing it from because I owe you, or I'm doing it because it's my will. This is what I want.
Yes. Julia, you've already shared about like the awakening of women and you shared your personal journey. If you can talk to the young Julia, what would you say or what would you tell to your old self?
I would say relax. Everything is okay. You are safe. Just enjoy the journey.
I love that.
Don't
Enjoy the journey.
just enjoy the journey. Don't worry. Everything is figure outable. There is a book of Marie. Um, I don't remember her surname, but she's amazing woman. Everything is figure outable. I love this sentence.
Wow. Can you remember the name of the book, Julia?
Marie, yes, the name of the book, everything is figure outable. This
Oh,
is
wow.
exactly.
That's the exact.
Yes,
Wow.
this is
Nice.
the name of this is the title.
That's
So this is
nice.
what I say. I would say to my younger self: don't worry, you are safe. Everything is okay. Release, relax. Because yeah.
Simple and yet powerful. Just relax and enjoy the journey. Julia, with everything you've experienced, all those pleasant and not so pleasant experiences in life, what do you think is the greatest lesson you've ever learned?
I think I've mentioned it even today when I'm thinking about my greatest lesson. Um, it's that everything what has happened, it has its reason. And nothing is happening with me, it's happening for me.
I love that, Julia, when you say that it's happening not with me, but for me, because I think it will change your perspective. Very nice.
How can I grow from that?
Very nice. Yes. And of course, life is a decision and we make choices every now and then, Julia. And I'm sure with that journey that you've shared with us, you've made some decision. But if there's one decision that you made that you think has an impact of who you are now, what is that decision or what was that decision that you made in your life?
I think it was my decision to join Points of View. It was the most beautiful. It wasn't easy decision because again it was some circumstances in a way. Why not financial issues and da da da. But again, I listened to my fire, and I took a decision which was not logical, not practical, not I don't know, not on time. Like considering what was happening in my life, but I took it and I made this decision, and it took me to the places which I would never even imagine I could go.
Wow.
It was the decision to join the certification program and to become a country leader, to make those tools in Polish. It was the most profound journey so far, so far. Because I think I'm on a different journey now. This journey is now in a different in a different place. But that time, it took me a courage and really to listen to my guts and to make this decision. And this is the best I ever made so
Point of
far.
view. Yes. Of course, some of our listeners, Julia, they don't know points of view. And you are in a position for sure to at least give them a short description what is points of view all about.
Mm. Points of View, it's a beautiful company which are making tools for learning, development, for self-development, for trainings, for coaching, and they creating very profound experiences for the like uh, life journey in a way. The workshops we used to have before pandemic all over the world, they were the life-changing experiences. And in our tools, we are using photography, we are using metaphors, music, our creativity, deep questions, and it all combined in a very beautiful way. So you can get yourself better and deeper, and yeah, to go into this interesting journey, unexpected but precise.
And one of my interesting journey as well,
Mhm.
especially as a trainer. Point of view is one of those decisions I've made. Just like you, I was thinking of the finances during that time, and I have to be away from work for like that whole time. And I was like, but there was something that was just like what you said. There was within me that saying that go,
Yeah.
just go. And one of the best experiences. I totally agree with you. Yes. Julia, before I say thank you and we say goodbye to our listeners, if you or someone else is going to write your life, what will be the title of the book and what kind of book will it be?
Hmm. The title, which is coming to me, it's like Fight for Your Fairy Tale. And what kind of book? I think it would be, of course, kind of a spiritual um, journey book. It would be about spiritual journey, I guess.
Nice.
So this is what is coming to me.
As a spiritual journey book. I can't
Yes,
wait to have that book and read because listening to your journey and what you shared during our conversation, I believe that a lot of people can learn a lot from your experiences, Julia.
if it would be so, I would be very happy.
Yes. But are you
And
planning? Are you even at least thinking about writing a book?
you know, sometimes it is in my heart that I really want to write about all the experiences I went through. But sometimes I'm kind of limiting myself in that. Maybe it's not the time. Maybe it's not the story yet. And knowing myself, when I really want something and when I really believe in something, I'm doing it. So it's just for the right timing,
Time will
and if
come.
time will come, and I will know when.
For sure. For sure. Julia, if people wants to reach you, wants to contact you, how can they contact you?
Oh, they can find me on the Facebook, Julija Slaby. So this is how they can find me so far. I have my professional page with the same name, and I'm still on the way of building my home on virtual land. So my page is coming soon, but so far you can find me. You can find me on Instagram, Julija Slaby. You can find me on the Facebook. You can find me whatever, and you can reach me by Messenger if you or Instagram if you want to say something or ask something, or maybe to attend one of my workshops, which actually this year I'm planning to do online workshops worldwide.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That would be
yes,
great. That would be great.
yes.
Once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, Julia, for being my guest for this episode. And I'm sure my life mates out there, when they listen to this episode, I'm sure they're going to learn a lot with
Thank you,
everything
Anne.
you've experienced. Thank you so much. Life mates, once again, if you like and you learn a lot from this episode, please share it with your families and friends because I'm sure learning is something to be shared. And always remember that every learning leads to some growth and development that sometimes we never imagine. Thank you so much. And again, to our next episode. Bye for now.